Hey guys, another video for our modern Japanese architecture playlist. If you travel around Japan, you might notice some new homes that have been built in some surprising locations. So this is a busy little road. It's mainly a commercial, industrial type area. You can see they've got storage sheds there to the right hand side of that picture. There's an old house there, but the rest of it's all industrial and commercial. There's the storage sheds, and you can see at the back that's a railway line. See the power lines? That's a railway line at the back. So they've built this brand new house in that location, which can be really surprising. Here's another example of the same thing. Commercial and industrial area, and then right in the middle of it, this new house. So it's often surprising because the blocks of land in those positions are either not much cheaper than they would be in a better position, or even sometimes the same price, or even sometimes more if it's commercial property. So sometimes it's quite surprising as to why someone would build a brand new house in a location like that. Here's another one. Main road, big industrial sheds, and then right next to that a little bunch of new houses there. So there's a few reasons that this probably happens. One of them is that quite often these blocks of land have been in the family for hundreds of years. So the ancestors had a house there, and then over the years it was replaced by a newer one, and then that became old and it was replaced by a newer one, and then over the years the different members of the family have built new homes there. So that's often the case, is that it's been in the family for hundreds of years, so they just continue to build new houses on it and replace the houses that are there with newer ones. So that's one of the reasons. One of the other reasons possibly is that Japanese people don't spend a lot of time outside. Here's another example. Look at this commercial, it's apartment building there, really busy main road intersection, a bunch of shops there. Those buildings there are shops and offices, and then this big car park, and at the back of the car park is this house. So the entrance to their house is actually this big commercial car park. So again, it's quite possible that car park is owned by that house, and again, this piece of land could have been in the family for hundreds of years. Probably would have been out in the rice fields at one stage, and then as this town has grown around it, suddenly it's become a commercial area. So that's quite often the case. So probably another contributing factor is the fact that Japanese people usually don't spend much time outside their homes. So we've shown you lots of examples of this before. Those balconies that you see on the houses usually aren't used for recreation. They're usually just used for hanging up clothes. And we showed you a whole heap of examples of that on a previous video. That you don't see people out on their balconies on a banana chair reading a newspaper or a book or something. The only thing that you usually see on those balconies is either futon hanging up or clothes hanging up, and that's usually what the balconies are for. And you can see each of these examples we're showing you up on the balconies there. There's the rail that they hang the futon over and the clothes. So that's another probable reason for why it doesn't really matter where the house is, because if you spend all your time inside the house, and that's usually the case, you don't sort of see people outside their homes lying around on banana chairs or having barbecues or doing things like that. Usually it's usually a very closed in way of living. In fact, lots of people have their shutters down on their houses, and at night time they'll put their shutters down, and everybody sort of leads a closed-in existence. Quite normal in the suburbs or in the neighbourhoods to walk around and just not see anybody. And even on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, walk around or drive around the area on the weekend and not see anybody outside at all. Because people, if they're home, they're inside the house, and of course, if they're not home, they're gone, they're somewhere else. So you just don't usually see people outside. Occasionally you might see kids outside doing something, playing something, but not so much, and it's just sort of, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter where your house is. So this is probably one of the most extreme examples. So we're at the back of a bunch of commercial areas here. There is a bit of a rice field and some farm going on there, some fields going on there. And then up the top there is a main highway, very, very busy highway, 24 hours a day, always busy. And here's this brand new house that's been built within meters of the highway. Look at the roof, is within meters of the highway itself. So there's a constant rumbling as the cars go over that elevated area there, over that bridge there. And just to make it a little bit more exciting, have a look at this. Yep, that's the train line. So again, you look at it and you think, what are you doing, you know? But again, see, that land's probably been in the family forever. And over the years, you know, the old house has been torn down and the new house has been built and everybody lives in there quite happily. So, surprising sometimes, isn't it? Anyway, there it was. More videos coming soon.